Okay, good day to everyone. This is Chem 2, and we're going to discuss the coverage of the exam for pre-written examination for fourth quarter. Our topic for fourth quarter is all about Module 5, Chemical Thermodynamics. So before we unlock or before we proceed to the whole topic, we have to try to unlock muna what is the term chemical thermodynamics. When we say thermodynamics, we are referring to source of energy. We are referring to heat or energy. So, from the word itself, thermo means heat. Uh, in, in terms of energy, we have different sources of energy, which is, it can be electrical, mechanical, and also the chemical energy. So, example nung pinaka chemical thermodynamics natin is yung PETA nyo last time, which is the galvanic cell. Wherein, through chemical reactions from redox oxidations or redox reaction, we convert that chemical reactions as a source of energy. So, that's what we call chemical thermodynamics. In this topic, you have a learning objectives or we have a learning objectives that you have to attain at the end of the lesson. Una, predict the spontaneity of a process based on entropy. Now, let's unlock what is the term or what is the word entropy and spontaneity. When we say entropy, we are in the degree of uncertainty, random, or disordered. In short, magulo. Now, when we say spontaneity, it is a natural occurring process wherein we don't need external force just to continue with spontaneity process. Actually, si spontaneity, nababanggit na siya in different theories in science, especially how universe began mismo. So, meron tayong theory na spontaneous theory. As per the spontaneous theory, ang universe daw ay maliit lang daw before. And as time goes by, palaki siya ng palaki because of spontaneity process. Spontaneous process. Wherein, the more na mas random yung movement ng molecules or mas magulo, the more na mas lumalaki yung space na nasasakop nila. That's how spontaneity process arise. Next one is determine whether entropy increase or decrease. If the following are changed: temperature, pace, number of particles. Katulad ng sa KMT model, kinetic molecular theory, we have been discussed last time. As per the explanation in kinetic molecular theory, every state of matter has their own molecule arrangement. Nagugulo siya kapag nakaka-receive ng too much energy yung isang molecules. For example, yung normal state of water natin, in normal states like tap water, pag pinakuluan natin siya, ang tendency ma-absorb ng water yung energy coming from the burner or coming from the gas stove. Now, since na-absorb ng particles or ng molecules ni water, si heat coming from the gas burner, ang tendency mag-move freely yung pinaka-molecules na yun, yung mga particles. And they will escape through gas process. That is the basic explanations of KMT model. Next one, explain the second law of thermodynamics and its significance. And then lastly, use gives free energy to determine the direction of a reactions. So for the introduction, in 1865, we have a German physicist, mathematician, Rudolf Julius Emanuel Clausius, states or propose that heat evolved in combustion reaction known as thermochemistry. Actually, si thermochemistry, kapag inaral natin siya in physics, more on combustion talaga ang process. Especially in engine. Like in thermodynamics or first law of thermodynamics. Ang system to easily disseminate the knowledge what is the process of first law of thermodynamics or how certain heat can flow from one system to another system. Okay? Kasi as per the first law of thermodynamics, energy is always conserved. Next one is this, si Josiah Willard Gibbs ng 1876. Siya naman is nag-present that thermodynamics could be computed analytically and graphically. So, hindi na common sa atin yung analytically. Kasi we can use that through mathematical skills or problem-solving skills. But the graphically, yun yung medyo bago. As part of the presentations, they are still relying with KMT model or KMT theory, but in presenting with the topic, especially the energy flow, they using probability statistic. Si probability statistic is different from precision, accuracy, and probability. Magkaiba po yung tatlong yon. So when we say accuracy, pinapresent ito yung pinaka-structure ng molecules, wherein yung arrangement ng molecules natin that should be exact, accurate, when we hear the term accuracy. Now, when we say precision, precise lang. Medyo malapit from the accurate, but still not accurate. Now, when we say probability, we are talking about the chances na pwedeng maulit yung arrangement. Since nga, ang basic explanations with KMT theory, the more na nakaka-receive yung compound or normal state of matters natin ng energy, the more na mag-move sila fasterly. The more na nag-move sila fasterly, we can consider it having a high entropy. So now, since random yung movement nila, there are possibilities or chances na pwedeng maulit yung arrangement. So, dun papasok si graphically presentation. Again po, when we say thermodynamics is a branch of physical science that deals with relations between heat and other form of energy, such as mechanical, electrical, and chemical energy. But today, we are focusing more on chemical energy, since our topic is all about chemical thermodynamics, and we are in the subject of chemistry. So, kung aralin pa natin yung mechanical at electrical, I think we're going to proceed in physics na. So, when we say chemical thermodynamics, is the study of the interrelations of heat and work with chemical reactions. So, intercorrelated silang lahat. Okay? Kapag mayroong chemical reactions, there are possibilities that can be source of energy. Kapag may source of energy, it can be source of work mismo. So, katulad na lang nung galvanic cell. So, through chemical reactions, through redox, pag-oxidize ng aluminum, chlorine, and then ng copper, we create source of energy through chemical reactions. That is an example of chemical thermodynamics. So, we have different types of law of thermodynamics. We have zeroth law. The first law of thermodynamics, which is na topic natin last times. And when we say first law of thermodynamics, energy is always conserved. Kung ano yung heat absorb natin, that will be the total energy of a internal, that will be the internal energy of a system. Unless otherwise, there will be a change. Kaya gumagamit tayo ng delta signs to compute if there is changes between internal energy. Second law is all about the entropy of an isolated system, which is always increase. So, parang basic explanations ng spontaneous. And then the last one is the third law of thermodynamics. We are talking also with entropy, but isasama na natin yung approach ng absolute zero or the equilibrium mismo. So now, when we say spontaneous process is the time evolution of a system which is released free energy and moves to a lower or more thermodynamically stable energy. Actually, ito yung basic explanations ng spontaneous theory on how the universe began. As per the scientists, they are detecting different types of energy, unknown energy from the universe. And sabi daw dun sa unknown energy na yun daw yung nagiging source kung bakit yung mga molecules or subatomic particles ng universe is random moving. Kaya palaki siya ng palaki ng palaki. So the more kasi na nag-move ng random yung mga molecules, the more naman sila nag-occupy ng different spaces. So in spontaneous process, again po, it is a natural occurring. We don't need external input just to sustain releasing of energy. In types of energy reaction, you can consider it as part ng exothermic reactions. Kasi in this process, ang ginagawa natin is tayo yung nag-exert ng pinaka-energy. Hindi tayo yung nag-absorb. Okay? So, pag sabing spontaneous, we are the one who release energy. And we are not needed external input just to sustain the energy we release from the surrounding. Next one is the non-spontaneous process. So when I say non-spontaneous process, also called as endergonic reaction, pero with regards to energy reactions, we consider it as endothermic reactions. In this process, we need external force or energy. At ang ginagawa natin sa process ng non-spontaneous process ay ina-absorb natin yung pinaka-energy. In short, kabaliktaran siya ng spontaneous process. Next one is the enthalpy. So, si enthalpy is the thermodynamics quantity which is equal to the total heat of a system. Actually, we have two formulas, pero kapag, tawag dito, constant ang pressure and volume, we use this formula. Pero kapag hindi, yung isang formula. Now, again po, pag sinabing enthalpy, that is the total energy of a system. As per okay. As per the first law of thermodynamics, we have a formula to get the change in internal energy. We have the U. We have the U is equals to Q plus W, or U is equals to Q minus W. Depende kung work by or work on. So kapag change in internal energy ang hinahanap, we have to include the delta sign, yung triangle po. Okay? As per the first law of thermodynamics, energy is always conserved. So, kung ano yung magiging heat absorb natin, that will be always equal to internal energy of a system. So, now po, since laging equal, si U kay Q, we can write the enthalpy as H is equals to Q is equals to U plus PV. Kasi nga po, when we say enthalpy, that is a total energy of a system which is equal to heat absorbed. Okay? So, ganun natin siya dinaderive. So, we have an example. Sabi dito, a motor perform 4,000 joules on work its surrounding and release 5,000 joules of heat. How much does its internal energy change? So, pag inanalyze natin yung questions, yung motor daw nag-perform ng 4,000 joules of energy to its surrounding. Ibig sabihin, hindi papasok sa system. So, we have to make it a graphic presentation. So, this will be the system. So, pag papasok po, work on, that is always use positive. Pag palabas naman, negative. And yung nasa labas po, we consider it as surrounding. Ito nasa labas. While ito, we consider it as the internal system. Since sabi dun sa first sentence, motor perform 4,000 joules on its surrounding. So, palabas. Yung pinaka ginawa nung system. So, we have work which is considered as negative, negative 4,000 kasi palabas. And we have, as per the statement sentence number 2, and release 4,000 joules of heat. So, we have heat absorbed na release. Ibig sabihin palabas ulit. Heat absorbed na negative 5,000. So, yung formula na gagamitin natin is delta U is equals to Q plus W. So, we have negative 5,000 plus negative 4,000. So, we have change in internal energy, which is negative 9,000. So, again po, reminders po, you have to analyze the questions. Kasi minsan nakakalito kung ano yung formula na gagamitin natin and nakadepende din sa statement kung anong units yung gagamitin natin. Kaya medyo nakakalito siya. Now, let's proceed with the PPT. Next one, example number 2. If the system absorbs 6,000 joules of energy from the surrounding, what is the change in internal energy of the system in problem 1? So, it's been connected pa rin with problem number 1. Sabi sa problem number 1, we have 9,000. So, brain natin siya. Sabi, we have change in internal energy na negative 9,000. So, parehas pa rin yung gagamitin formula. Q is equals to negative 9,000 plus, that is the sign plus, okay. Positive 6,000. So, we have, this is U. U is equals to negative 3,000. So, yun yung magiging sagot natin. So, we have to analyze mismo the questions. So, now, let's proceed with entropy. Again po, when we say entropy, in simple terms means lack of order or uncertainty. In short, in Tagalog, it means magulo. In normal state of matter, kapag sinabing solid particles, ganito yung pinaka-structure. Okay? Ganito yung structure niya. Now, kapag, for example, like gold bar. Kapag si gold bar po naka-receive ng too much energy and tendency, may iba yung pinaka-state of matter niya, mataturn into liquid. Kasi nga, gagalaw yung mga molecules na nagiging weak yung intermolecular force or nasisira. So, ang magugulo yung pinaka-arrangement. Kapag nagulo yung arrangement, we consider it as having high entropy or high disorderedness. So again, let's have a recap. What is the difference between spontaneous and non-spontaneous reactions? Pag spontaneous po, we exert energy and we're not needed external force. While pag sinabi naman pong non-spontaneous reactions, tayo yung nag-absorb ng pinaka-energy. Next one is the entropy and unavailable energy. So, pag sinabing, we have two types of energy kasi, or useful work. We have available energy and unavailable energy. Pag sinabing available energy, definitely, ito yung energy na nagagamit natin. Wherein, katulad nila sa galvanic cell, sa galvanic cell, yung sunrocks na tinunaw natin using oxidation or chemical reactions, yung energy na napoproduce nun, that's what they call available energy. And yung the rest naman is kinukonsider na as unavailable energy or yung mismong latak na natira sa process natin or pinaka-chemical reactions. Kasi hindi lahat magagamit yung chlorine, hindi lahat ng minerals na nandun inside the lalagyan ng galvanic cell natin is ma-absorb and ma-convert into energy. Yung hindi ma-absorb, but that's what we call unavailable energy. So, next one is the entropy and probability. So, again po, to have representations with the particles, we use probability. So, nabanggit ko na kanina kung ano yung pinagkaiba ni probability, ni precisions, and accuracy. Again po, when we say probability, we're looking for chances. Chances na maulit yung pinaka-arrangement ng mga particles. So, next one is the second law of thermodynamics. So, a French physicist Nicolas Leonard Sadi Carnot was considered as the father of thermodynamics because he proposed second law of thermodynamics, which states that all spontaneous processes produce an increase in entropy of the universe. Kasi nga, continuous is spontaneous. And the more na continuous yung energy na na-exert natin, definitely yung mga particles, objects na meron tayo is random yung magiging movement. Because of that, mas nakakapag-occupy sila ng space, kaya palaki ng palaki with the time gaps or length na mangyayari. So next one is the Gibbs free energy and chemical equilibrium. So Gibbs free energy was named after Josiah Willard Gibbs. Thermodynamic quantity equal to enthalpy minus product of the entropy and absolute temperature. Enthalpy is equivalent to the total heat of the system is equal to the internal energy of the system plus product and pressure and volume, while entropy present as an availability of a system thermal energy for conversion into chemical work. So we have a formula with that. So yung formula natin for Gibbs free energy, pag ginahanap natin, that will be G is equals to enthalpy minus the change in temperature. Kelvin po ito minus or multiply by entropy. So pag Gibbs free energy ang nahanap natin, change in Gibbs free energy, we have to use delta sign. So delta is equals to delta Gibbs free energy is equals to enthalpy minus change in temperature multiplied by entropy. Yung S, that is entropy. Okay? So, basahin natin yung question number 1. A chemical engineer testing a new reaction for large scale production. The reaction has the following thermodynamics data. The change of enthalpy is Kj and the entropy is 0.30, while the thermometer or temperature of the reactors can safely perform at 300 Kelvin. What is the change in Gibbs free energy? So in this one, hindi pinakita what is the enthalpy, yung exact mismo. So we're going to assume na that is 100. So we have the enthalpy. H is equals to 100. And then temperature, that is 300 Kelvin. And then for the entropy, sabi doon siya ay 0.30 kg. That is 0.30. So we have a formula for Gibbs energy, that is delta G is equals to H minus change in temperature multiplied by S. So delta G is equals to 100 minus 30 multiplied by multiplied by 0.30. So, multiply muna natin yung pinaka 300 sa 0.30. So, 300 times 0.30, that is 90. So, G is equals to 100 minus 90. Since it was minus, you have G is equals to positive 10. Pag positive ang sign, it means non-spontaneous kasi we are absorbing. Kapag negative po yung sign, spontaneous process tayo. Through that, we can identify kung ano yung reaction process na meron. So, ulitin ko po pag positive yung sign, pag positive po, non-spontaneous, NP. Kapag negative yung sign mismo, ES, spontaneous process.